G'day guys, welcome to Rum's Fish Room. So today we're going to make a CO2, reactor thingy. I'm borderline scared that I'm going to get kicked out of Bunnings because I actually haven't got any shoes on. There is actually a reason behind that. For any of you guys that don't know, I'm having a bit of a health issue with my feet. Hopefully we'll get that sorted out soon. You might notice the vlogs have been a little bit flat. It's because I'm actually really struggling just to get through day-to-day shit. But I really need to make the CO2 reactor. I didn't show it the other day, but I've already plumbed the CO2 into the canister outlet. So we're just getting like massive bubbles pumping out of the outlet at the moment. So we need to fix that. Alright, so we've got all our components. And you guessed it, I'm filling it with the all famous gutter guard. I'd probably prefer to use bio-balls, but I don't have any, so $2 worth of gutter guard is what's going inside of it. Alright, so we've got all our components. We've got two 40mm elbows. I've cut two pieces of 40mm, roughly 400 in length. That's just what I can fit in my cupboard. We've got a 40mm joiner. We've got two 25mm joiners. We've got a part missing. We're meant to have two of these 40 to 25s. And then we've got our 25mm fittings which fit on our canister filter. 25mm threaded to 25mm BSP or whatever it's called. Alright, I'm going to find that other one and get back to you. I found it. It was on the table right over there. Do you guys want to play a game? Let's see how fast I can build this. I've cut a little bit of this gutter guard already, but only one piece just to test out how I'm going to actually do this. That piece is going to go in there. Alright, so you ready? Let's go. Start stopwatch now. Alright, so first off, I'm going to start with that bit there. So we're going to glue the elbows together. Get that in there. Alright, so then a bit of gutter guard in this elbow. I contemplated not putting gutter guard in the elbow because it's a corner, but she'll be right. YOLO. Then this one on here. The hardest part of this is going to be putting all the gutter guard in, I reckon. So then, and I'm trying not to get the glue on the gutter guard. With the gutter guard, make sure you buy the cheapest one you can find. Generally the more expensive gutter guard actually has fire retardant residue or something on it, and that's not good for your fishies. So you want the cheapest gutter guard you can find. Alright, so now we've built that. It's reasonably straight. There's some PVC shavings in there. Alright, so now I think about this big. This is a total guess, guys. I haven't actually worked out how big to make this. So there's no hole in the middle of that. It's wrapped up pretty tight. So then we're just going to shove these in there. This is going to be the most time consuming part of this video. Trying to make it as quick as possible. You can order a CO2 reactor off eBay for roughly the same price, but I've just decided to make this thing and made it within a couple of hours. You can't do that with eBay, and realistically it does the same job. There's no need to buy one unless you're worried about it looking pretty. I think I've gone too much. I don't want to pack it too tight, you know what I mean, because then the water won't actually be able to flow through it. And this unit is going to be completely sealed, guys. It doesn't need to be cleaned because it's going post the filter for starters, and it's just plastic, it's not ceramic media. So the idea behind it is it'll never actually need opening. Why am I putting gutter guard in it, you ask? The gutter guard is to break up the CO2 bubbles. I'm going to have to cut this down, guys. Do you reckon it'll cut? I'm still trying to rush. Oh, we can use that half that we just cut off for the other end. Alright, so that's that side done. Other side, let's go, let's go. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the gutter guard is actually to break up the bubbles. So, is it immerse in the water? Is immerse the right word? Let me know. As you guys can tell, English isn't my strong suit. I'm pretty sure most of you already know that. If you are new to the channel, I'm sorry if my broken English is bad. Alright, so now I'm just dribbling shit trying to create conversation while we rush through this. We're almost there, guys, we're almost there. How many minutes are we at? Who's counting? Alright, this bit on the ground here. Need to get that. That worked out well, we cut that in half. Not that we're trying to save gutter guard, it's that cheap that it doesn't really matter. Alright, so now we're back to gluing up. Get some glue on these two. Probably should do one at a time, but we're on a time crunch, guys. We're trying to see how fast we can build this. And I'm still trying to be clean at the same time and not make a hideous mess. I think I'm doing pretty well so far. Oh, alright, so now the 25mm ones. Go in there, that's just a spacer. Get this other one in. What minutes are we at? The video is at 5 minutes 30 and about a minute of that. Make sure you build it on a stable bench, not a fold away table. I really need to work out like a YouTube bench, don't I, guys? I'm so unorganised. But hey, you guys still love me, don't you? Just the way I am. One piece to go. Oh, almost forgot one surface. I don't use primer, guys, I never have. It's all low pressure stuff, so I don't think it really matters. Get angry at me in the comments if you disagree. Alright, so then our thread tape. If you don't know, thread tape actually has to go on a certain way. The way I work it out is I just spin the fitting the same way that I'm going to screw it into wherever I'm screwing it into. That was a horrible explanation. You know what I mean? So I turned it clockwise because I know that that's going clockwise into that fitting. Is this going to work, guys? I hope it does. For any of you guys who actually don't know, I'm actually not a planted tank guru. This is actually my first time building one. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. I've seen like a few similar designs on YouTube, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. I don't know if many of you actually know, but most of the stuff that, a lot of the stuff that I share on the channel is stuff that I'm learning as well myself, and I enjoy that. I'm actually learning while teaching. Alright, so it's made. I've just got to tighten that, but I have to find something to tighten it with. How many minutes was that, guys? So we have made a CO2 reactor. Now we've got to go install it. Alright guys, if you look at the canister outlet, it's a bit hard to see in the camera, but can you see the bubbles of CO2 pumping out? They're quite big as far as CO2 is concerned. I literally just, oh, you can't see it all, can you? I just have the hose tapped into the hose, if that makes sense. So let's install this thing. Alright guys, so I'm actually a little bit embarrassed. I've had a bit of a shit day and it has reflected on my workings. I actually cut the return pipe, the inlet pipe instead of the outlet pipe. The reason this is a drama is because I cut it in the wrong spot and I don't have any more 25mm hose. So I'm going to have to buy some because realistically I actually want the this diffuser, no, it's not a diffuser, reactor to be standing up upright and straight. So if you look at the back there, see if you can see it. I can't get a camera angle on it. The little hose coming off the back off the pipe is only like 150mm long. I really need it to be like 300 long so I can like loop it up and then down into it. The other hose here, this back one, that would probably be okay if I had a longer one on the other side. Not my proudest moment, but it's done now. It's hooked up. Alright guys, I might actually have to film the results tomorrow when I get home from work and just finish this video tomorrow because I turned the CO2 off completely and the bubbles are still bubbling out. So I'm 99% sure it's like the big air bubbles of what's in the filter from me opening it all up. Well, I'm not 99% sure, I'm 100% sure because there's no way that that's CO2 because I've had the CO2 turned off for like 5 minutes now. I'll show you guys the video. I should get up and stop being lazy. The video, interesting. This is the video. Ready? 3, 2, 1, boom. Those bubbles, I was stressing it was the CO2, but it's not. I thought maybe the CO2 was like pocketing in the top of the reactor and then like bubbling out. But that's not the case from what I can tell here. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, but like right now. Alright, so I've given it a couple of hours. It's actually not the next day. But if you look, I've got the CO2 back on and you see like the occasional bubble, like one every 2 seconds maybe. That's 10 times better than it was. I think we'll be able to turn the CO2 down a bit. Sorry about the noise. Ange's cooking me some lovely dinner. But I think I'm pretty happy with that. I definitely want to get that hose so I can put it upright and not diagonal. But that was a silly mistake. It's done now. It's working. I don't think it's leaking. It's kind of hard to tell because the ground's wet. But what I'll actually do, I'll leave this door open overnight and let it dry out. It doesn't really matter too much. I've got concrete floors and there's no bottom on the cupboard to get any water damage, so it's all good. I'm going to wrap this video up there, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I try to have a bit of a laugh after a shit day. You guys know vlogging cheers me up a bit, actually. If you like this video, give a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, hit that red button. I really need it. Come on, guys. Hit the red button. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.